Hey guys, that Welsh Nerd here, and today we're going to be looking at the new box from Games Workshop, Forgebane. Now this has been slated to essentially be a second starter set for Warhammer 8th edition. Now it doesn't contain the full rulebook as far as I'm aware, like the normal one does. Normal starter set, nor is there as many miniatures, however it is cheaper, I think anyway. And it's different forces as well as getting some exclusive miniatures. So, Forgebane, what is it? It's essentially Adepticus Mechanicus versus the Necrons. Completely different, something we've never really seen in a box before. We also get 2 Imperial Knights and a new Canoptech. This is what this unboxing is really going to focus on, the contents of the box. A lot of the sprues, like the Lich Guards, the Warriors, the Skitari, etc., are all things that have been seen before. So I'm really going to be focusing on showing off the Warglaives and the new Canoptech, as well as just the little booklets, etc. inside the box. Still in its styrofoam packaging, cellophane even. So, on the back, what do we get? We get a little breakdown of what it is. It tells us the force being keeping it in such a way that it's approachable to new players, if that makes sense. So you've got the command of it. Take command of a technological empire in a desperate clash for the most precious resource of all. There can be no mercy in the grim darkness of the far future. There is only war. That's basically your tagline for when you're trying to get people to start with this box. As far as I'm aware, these are full multi-part kits as well, apart from the characters obviously. So the knights will be normal, will be pretty similar to what their full release will be like. You get a little blurb just going into more detail, and then this box contains, we get 1 Necron Cryptek with Canoptech Cloak, 5 Necron Immortals, 5 Necron Lich Guard, 3 Canoptech Wraiths, 10 Adeptus Mechanicus Skitari Rangers, 1 Adeptus Mechanicus Tech Priest Dominus, and 2 Imperial Knights Armiger Warglaives. And then a 40-page Forgebane rulebook, fold out Warhammer 40k, core rules, 1 Imperial Knight decal sheet, 1 Skitari decal sheet, and 1 Necron decal sheet. So basically this box is either going to be a starter set for you guys if you want something other than Space Marines on Plague Marines, whether you want to bulk out a Mechanicus force, whether you want to bulk out a Necron force, or even if you just want the fancy miniatures to sell on, this is good value. So I already made a small incision here, like so, just so we don't have 2 solid minutes of me trying to take packaging off. So we get the front of the box again, and as soon as the box is opened, we are greeted with a metric ton of sprues. Now the top ones, if I'm just glancing, just because of the canopies, are the knights. So the first sprue is a Knight Warglaive weapon sprue. It's got his shoulder pads, I think they are, some face plates. Let's just get there. The thermal spear, I think it's called, or melter spear or something like that. No faceplate, and then the smaller, I think they're just called chain glaives rather than swords. But the full rules, and then we get a duplicate sprue here. We then have a 3-piece sprue here, which is going to build 1 knight, and I think this will build the second one. So we get the legs, like so. A bit of loose plastic. Yeah, that's a first. I don't know if this will show on camera. It's like a long hair of plastic. I'm just going to run this across if there's any details that immediately jump to mind. So we've got just down here multi-guns and a heavy stubber. The canopy is very Imperial Knight. It's essentially the same thing. On the other side, just to get some details, we've got that faceplate here, and then a second one there. So and lots of little detail in here that I'm really liking the look of. Just let this camera focus. They are very knighty, as you'd expect, as you'd hope. The fact that the weapon sprues are separate and they're titled B I'm thinking there's going to be an A with at least one other weapon option on there. So you might get maybe like a equivalent to the gauntlet, I can't think of what it's called for Imperial Knight, and perhaps you can throw infantry rather than monsters with less damage, etc. And maybe something like a plasma cannon or even an onslaught Gatling cannon would be pretty cool, being as they're about, from what I can tell, Retributor size. We got the Tetris Dominus sprue here, Skitarii. These look Necron-y. Apologies if I'm getting this wrong. I don't know Skitarii or Mechanicus Skitarii or Necron miniatures. This is another Dominus one because of the axe. It's got the Mechanicus sigil on it. So I think these two are the Canoptech. So this is another exclusive miniature in this box with no profile. I'm just going to show you here. Really awesome detail. I like the little edges. This cloak, it'll take a really nice edge highlight or dry brush. Good solid details, as you're starting to expect to be standard with GW sprues at this point. Yeah, all in all, this is a super detailed looking miniature and character, and then I think this is more, it is, this is head and his Canoptech as well as the basey part. I really like his little Egyptian style beardy thingamajig, I don't know what you'd call it. If anyone does know, please drop in the comment. Outstretched hand. Yeah, but looks super cool. Nothing complaint-wise for me. Okay, so then we've just got Skitarii sprues. These are all cloaked, so I'm assuming these are Skitarii sprues even. There's 3 sprues. These are just going to be standard ones that are in the box of a Skitarii. One, so it's your weapons sprue and stuff. It is a full sprue. I'm seeing the Vanguard heads on here, so if you wanted to do Vanguards rather than Rangers, you could. I'm not sure what the matchup would be like for the game mind, but hey-oh, the options are there. Similarly, I think that will mean your Wraiths and stuff will have the full options. These look Wraithy. Again, this is just what's in the standard box as far as I'm aware. This is your Lich Guard, I think. Yeah, huge shield, so these are your Lich Guard. Looks like it's got the options for the swords and the glaives. So again, you can build your options from this. So if you've got a Necron and Mechanicus force, this box is going to be amazing for you. If you've just got one of them and you wanted to sell it on, I'm sure you'll still make money off this. I haven't actually worked out the differences in price of whether you buy the stuff individually, but I'm going to assume it's more than the retail of this box. And then we've got the Necron Immortal sprues with lots of very nasty looking guns on them. Again, I don't really know Necrons, so so this is just going to be a ooh, actually, it's a poster. Really cool. I think, yeah, it's the artwork on the front of the box. Really nice, good, solid, thick cardboard. It's just a little bit something extra, I suppose. It's got the night bases. Long base. I think this is for the Skitarii sniper guy that I've seen. Bigger bases. I think these will be for Wraiths. I don't know why there's only 2 though. I think there should be 3 unless they go on 40mm bases. I'll see when I'm building them. All the bases in here. We got a little pack here with your rules, instructions, etc. See if I can just split these open. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So we can have a look at the knight and the Canoptech's instructions. So we've got your little handout rules, everything you need to know to play 40k. We've got the Forgebane book, which is a very chunky book actually. So it's got an introduction, New Awakening, Necrons, a bit of fluff for them, the Machine Culting, Ancient Evil, so Mechanicus and Necrons, a really nice Necron-y style and maybe Imperium as Mechanicus style map as well, so we can just see think, yeah, we've got Forge Worlds, Night Worlds, Fallen Forge Worlds, and Necron Dynasties on here. We've got an explanation of what Night Worlds are, Quarry Worlds, whatever the hell they are, the Faithful of the Omnissiah, so breaking down a bit more in detail, the Death of Worlds, so more detail on Necrons for their background, miniatures painted up, always nice to get a little gallery just so you can paint them in certain ways. Going through here. Yes, and we've got missions, rules, atmospheric. So basically, it's saying these unique characters here don't actually have their own profiles. It's just they use the Tech Priest Dominus sheet and the Cryptek sheet included in this book somewhere. The subsequent campaign game, so I think there's a campaign for this in here. It's basically just saying if big things are destroyed, like the Knights, they start next mission with 3 fewer wounds. If the Cryptek and the Dominus are slain, they start next game with 1 fewer wound, and that's it. We've got Atmospheric Edition, so we've got Corrosive Squall, so single unit. They've got to do it at the start of each battle round, which is huge. So there's one Corrosive Squall, so you got to do a save and throw. If the saves fail, the unit suffers a mortal wound. Until the end of this battle round, the range of all weapons is reduced by 6 inches to a minimum of 12. That will be huge. And then there's just your standard no additional rules apply. So, Ambush in the Dunes is your starting mission. Then it's the Threat Revealed and the Rising Necropolis. And that's it. And it basically just tells you the forces you can run. So you can even run a little mini campaign introducing new models and rules as you go. So we've got the full rules for the Knights and Forge Worlds here, just so you can play them properly. We got the Tech Priest Dominus, Skitarii Rangers rules, and then the Armageddon Warglaves. Again, I think this profile is going to change personally. I think there's going to be more options in the full Knight Codex, especially now that the Castellan's been shown off. I think we're going to get more weapon options. So I think this is going to be subject to change. We've just got a little explanation of the different Forge Worlds. It's pretty cool. We got then to show the change between the Mechanicus and the Necrons. We just have a little split page. The Nastic Legions, so it just tells us these special rules, reanimation protocols, etc. Quite interesting. The Dynasty rules I think are in here. If not, you can get them on the Warhammer community pages. So we've got the Cryptek, the Immortals, the Lich Guard, and the Canatech Wraith. And then just some point values, so yeah. And that's that, really. That's your unboxing. To me, it's well worth the price, and I didn't even collect these armies. I got these for the Knight miniatures, really. Though a Mechanicus Force, I think, is going to be on the way. What does that mean for Necrons? I guess we'll find out eventually. Well, no, quite interesting. I'll go more into the rules of the Cryptek and the Warglaves once I do a full model review, I think, which will be coming hopefully this week. So keep an eye out for that. I think this box is very cleverly released now, especially pitting Mechanicum and the Necrons against each other, especially being as that Mechanicus game is being shown off. I think pre-orders are put up next month. And that's basically the Mechanicus versus Necrons. We're tying it in already. So you can get people interested, or vice versa. They can play the game, have no interest in the tabletop, and go, oh wow, this is really cool, and then buy the miniatures. It's this cross-compatibility that I'm really liking. But yeah, that's really it for the unboxing part of these selections of videos. So hopefully there'll be more up this week, subject to change. Keep an eye out on my Twitter feed. I'll tell you if they're not going to be up, but assume they are. Of course, subscribe and you'll be notified of all this, and follow me on Twitter and I will keep you in the loop. I try to tweet, I'm going to try to tweet at least once a day just to keep everyone in the loop of what's going on. But yeah, so keep an eye out for videos this week. And until then, this has been That Welsh Nerd, and I will see you in the next one.